from belief to abundance, reimagining human identity. Humanity today stands on a threshold as profound as the discovery of fire or the birth of agriculture. For tens of thousands of years, our sense of identity has been forged in the crucible of resistance against hunger, predators, weather, enemies, and even one another. To be human was to struggle, and to prove oneself in that struggle. Identity meant survival, and survival meant resistance. But we now enter an age of abundance, propelled by technologies like artificial intelligence that dissolve many of the old barriers. Survival is less in question. Tasks that once defined human worth are being lifted from our shoulders. And with this shift, a great crisis emerges. When the dragons are gone, where will heroes be made? The crisis of identity in abundance. Our identities were long tied to hardship. Hunters proved their worth by the kill, warriors by battle, laborers by toil. Even sports carry this echo. The fiercer the opponent, the greater the victory. Like Beowulf, the hero's stature is measured by the monster he faces. Without struggle, many feel adrift, unable to accept their own success. Abundance, paradoxically, threatens collapse. If all dragons are slain, how does one prove worth? How does one become a hero in a world without ordeals? Left unanswered, this vacuum drives humanity back into dualism. They are different than us. We don't like them, do we? In the absence of struggle, people invent new enemies, new conflicts, to feel the old pulse of identity. Toward resonant identity. The answer is not to strip competition or struggle away, but to transfigure them. Competition, when kept sacred as play, is a forge that ends in camaraderie, not division. Boxers embrace after trying to beat each other senseless. Sailors share rum with rivals after fierce races. The rival is not enemy, but co-creator. The monster makes the hero. What we need now are systems that channel this same energy into identity through abundance rather than resistance. Identity not forged in proving against, but in creating with. A system of abundant identity. Such a system would not preach, nor define, nor impose. It would simply provide the environment in which identity blooms naturally. Play as sacred. Sports, games, and competitions remain, but as rituals of intensity ending in reunion, not division. Gift as currency. All that is not given is lost. Abundance flows outward, and status arises from what one shares, not what one hoards. Creative ordeals, rites of passage shift from survival tests to creative challenges. Art, invention, stewardship. The dragons to be slain are inner and generative. Ritualized crisis. Humans move through crisis more than opportunity. So safe, designed ordeals, treasure hunts, eco-competitions, communal quests provide the heat without destruction. Identity as love. I am what I love, whispered deeper. I am love. In this recognition, identity is no longer bound by opposition, but discovered in resonance. Local heroes, not distant idols. In the age of mass media, heroes have been inflated to unreachable scale. Superstars perform for millions, while ordinary people watch from the stands. But true transformation happens not through spectacle, but through proximity. Communities thrive on local heroes. The neighbor who organizes a cleanup, the youth who starts a music jam, the elder who tends the garden. Their scale is small enough to inspire imitation. They show others, I could do that too. The task, then, is to build environments that allow such heroes to flourish. Stages small enough for ordinary people to become extraordinary. Systems simple enough that individuals, groups, and organizations can plug in like carbon atoms or Lego blocks, forming resilient lattices of identity through abundance. The revolution unfolding. Revolutions begin not with the masses, but with the few who feel the question in their bones yet lack the words. When the right words are spoken, they recognize themselves, and everything begins to move. We are at such a threshold now. Humanity can continue circling in conflict, inventing enemies to stave off emptiness, or it can step into a new myth, not slayers of dragons, but midwives of abundance. The environment is all. Provide the soil of play, gift, creativity, ritual, and local heroism, and identity will take root, not in resistance, but in love.